The Last Corridor. Part 1, continued. The silence after David vanished was heavier than sound. The four who remained stood frozen, their eyes wide, their hearts beating so hard they felt it in their ears. The corridor was still. The house was breathing. They could hear it, the walls inhaling, the floor exhaling, a slow and steady rhythm. Michael cursed under his breath. He was right here. He was right here. His voice was sharp, but his hands shook. He stared at the empty space where David had stood, as if staring hard enough might bring him back. Emma gripped her bag tighter. Her knuckles turned white. She whispered, "It swallowed him." "No," Michael said. "No. He ran. He must have run." But even as he spoke, his words felt hollow. He had seen the way shadows had moved. He had heard the scream. David had not run. He had been taken. Sarah closed her eyes for a moment, and her grandmother's warning came back to her, louder now, clearer now. The last corridor ends everything. Do not walk into it. She wanted to leave. Her body screamed at her to turn back, to run, to escape. But her feet would not move. The door ahead pulled at her. It was open now, waiting. John watched them all. His face gave nothing away, but inside his mind he was turning every detail. 5 had entered. 4 remained. If one had been taken so fast, what chance did the rest have? He looked at the chains on the floor, at the darkness beyond the door. He wondered, what does the house want? What is the cost? The darkness ahead shifted. Not like shadows. More like water, black and deep, rippling though no wind blew. The air grew colder, sharp enough to bite the skin. "We can't stay here," Emma whispered. "We can't stay." "And go where?" Michael snapped. "The door closed behind us. You think it will just open now? You think the house will let us leave?" Sarah's eyes snapped open. "Then what do we do?" Michael stared at the door. His jaw tightened. "We go forward." Emma shook her head. "Forward? After what just happened? Do you want to wait here?" Michael barked. "Do you want to wait until the house decides to take us one by one? At least if we move on our own terms." John's voice was calm, though his eyes were sharp. "You think we have terms here? This place does not follow us. We follow it." Michael glared at him. "Then tell me, John. What choice do we have?" John did not answer. The 4 of them moved closer to the open door. The chains lay scattered on the floor, twisted and black, though they had been silver when they first saw them. The darkness inside the door pulsed, as though it were breathing too. Michael stepped forward first. Sarah followed slowly, her lips pressed tight. Emma came next, clutching her bag like a shield. John came last, his eyes flicking left and right, taking in every detail, every sound. The corridor beyond was different from the others. The walls were narrower, closer, pressing in. The floor tilted slightly, as though leading them down into the earth. The air was heavy and damp. Every step echoed too long, as if the sound traveled farther than the walls allowed. Michael muttered under his breath, words no one could hear clearly. Sarah kept her head low, her eyes darting. Emma whispered prayers, broken and soft. John stayed silent, though his thoughts shouted loud inside his head. Halfway down the corridor, the whispers began. At first it was faint, just a sound like wind through leaves. Then it grew clearer. Voices. Many voices. Some high, some low, some sharp, some broken. They did not come from one place. They came from everywhere. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, even from inside their own ears. Michael stopped, his fists clenched. "Who's there?" he shouted. The voices laughed, then sobbed, then whispered again. The words were broken, scattered, but some were clear. Michael, thief, coward. Sarah, weak, sinner. Emma, liar. John, watcher, betrayer. They froze. The voices were saying their names. The house knew them. It knew more than their names. It knew the things they tried to bury. Sarah's eyes filled with tears, though she forced them down. "It's in our heads," she whispered. "It's not real." Emma shook her head. "It's real. It's real." Michael slammed his fist into the wall. The wallpaper tore, dust falling like ash. Beneath the wallpaper was not wood. It was skin. Warm. Pulsing. Veins ran under it. He pulled his hand back fast, his stomach twisting. John finally spoke. His voice was low, almost calm. "The house is alive." The words hung in the air. None of them argued. They kept walking. The whispers did not stop. They grew louder, circling them, filling the space. Some voices begged. Some threatened. Some cried. Some screamed. Emma covered her ears, but the voices only grew louder inside her head. She stumbled, clutching her bag, whispering, "Stop, stop, stop." Michael grabbed her arm, pulling her forward. "Don't stop now." At last they reached the end of the corridor. A single door stood there. Unlike the others, it had no handle. It was plain, dark, smooth. But carved into the wood were words, scratched deep. "Enter and be known." Sarah's breath shook. "I don't want to be known." Michael touched the door. It was cold, but it did not burn. He pushed. The door groaned, then opened inward. Beyond was a room. It was round, the walls high and curving. The ceiling was lost in shadow. In the center of the room was a long table, and on the table were 5 chairs. 4 of them empty. 1 of them filled. David sat there. His eyes were blank. His face was pale. He did not move, did not speak. His hands rested on the table, palms down. "David?" Michael whispered. No answer. Emma stepped forward, tears filling her eyes. "David, you're alive." She reached out, but John caught her arm. "Look at him. He's not alive." David's eyes turned. Slowly. They fixed on Emma. His lips opened. The voice that came out was not his. "One gone. 4 remain. The house is hungry. The house will feed." The room shook. The walls groaned. The table rattled. David's body jerked, then fell sideways, hitting the floor with a crack. His skin crumbled into dust. His clothes folded empty on the ground. Emma screamed. Michael pulled her back. Sarah covered her mouth, eyes wide. John only stared, his face still but his hands tight at his sides. The dust that had been David blew upward, spinning, filling the air. The whispers grew louder, louder, until they were all one voice. "One gone. 4 remain." The door behind them slammed shut. They were trapped. The air grew colder. The walls pulsed like a heartbeat. The whispers became a chant. 4 remain. 4 remain. 4 remain. Michael's fists clenched. "We have to get out." "How?" Emma cried. "The house won't let us." John's eyes were sharp. "Then maybe we have to give it what it wants." They all turned to him. His face was calm, but his words were heavy. "What does it want?" Sarah whispered. John looked at the dust on the floor, at the empty clothes. His voice was steady. "It wants us." Silence fell. None of them moved. None of them breathed. The house was waiting. Michael's voice was low, broken. "If it already took him, how many more will it take?" No one answered. And in the silence, the house breathed again, slow and deep, as if smiling. If the house has taken one already, how many will it need before it is full? Like and subscribe for part 2.